The golf swing is one of the most complicated motions in sports. But if you break it down simply, it's just a wrist hinge, an arm swing, and a pivot. So today we're going to talk about 3 drills that you can do to perfect those movements in your swing in order to make that complicated motion much more simple. All right, so now we're on to the second drill, and I call this the pitcher drill. For those that are familiar with Dr. Kwan, he calls this step drill stage 2. And it's really helpful in incorporating the 3 motions of the pivot, which is lateral motion, rotational motion, and vertical motion. And this drill is really going to help you with all 3. One of the things I see with golfers is they'll go to the top of their backswing and wait so they get all their weight to the top, on their right side at the top before they start to shift back. And ideally that's too late. You'd want to feel basically the maximum amount of weight roughly at about when your hands are at your chest. And then for that position, as you finish your turn, if you think about your right armpit would kind of move behind your head and start to move you back to the left. You don't want to get here to the top and have yourself back over here to the right, because now you're going to be late with your lateral motion. And if you're late lateral motion, you're going to slide this way. Now your arms are down too far. That makes it very difficult. Or if you don't slide, you'll start to come out over the top and then hit it that way so that you don't hit it fat. Most people, they get here when they slide, they'll hit back here behind it. So they say, okay, well, I'm just going to stay here and come out over the top so that they can hit the ground in front of the golf ball. Both of those aren't ideal. If we can get here, maximum weight, roughly at about hands at the chest, shift back to the left, and push up and turn, you should be able to get a good swing that's coming from the inside, a good solid contact. So you set up to the golf ball just like you normally would. And once you're set, if you're set up, the thing you're going to do different is just going to put the club up above the ball and swing the club forward. And as you swing the club forward, you'll feel a little bit more of your body or your pressure move to your front foot. And as you feel that move to your front foot, now you're going to push off with that foot and pick yourself up and shift over to your right leg. So it's really important to feel that motion of how you start your swing. So you set up, hover the club, swing it forward, and then push with the left foot, getting over to your right. From here, now you're going to feel yourself turning around your right leg. And as you finish that turn, you'll feel like your upper body, as your upper body finishes the turn, you're going to feel yourself falling back to your left side. And that's great. And as you feel yourself falling, you're going to react by putting your left foot down to catch yourself. And that's the feeling you want to feel like as you transition at the top of your backswing. So it's that feeling of, as you're turning around your right foot, your left foot feels very light. As you get up to the top of your backswing, you're finishing your turn, you're actually moving slightly back to the center, and you're catching yourself with that left leg, left foot, and you're going to then push the ground as you turn towards the target. So it sounds very complicated, but if you think about a pitcher in baseball, it's pretty much the same motion they're making, right? You'll see them looking at the catcher. They're going to look at the catcher. Then as they start their motion, they push back into their trail foot. And then as they're falling forward, they catch themselves as they throw the ball. And that's a really, really good feeling for your golf swing. So let's give it a shot here. You're going to set up, hover the club, forward, step, through. And don't get too caught up in the quality of the strike, especially when you're first starting to do it. It's mostly the timing of the lateral, rotational, and vertical motions, both going back and coming down. That's really what you want to feel. And one of the great things about this drill also is, again, learning how to shift between your right and your left foot. So a lot of golfers will move too much to the right, but they get to the top and they don't get back to the left early enough. So then they try to fix that by staying over here on their left and turning through the whole time that way, through the left, which is probably a better strategy than getting being on your right side too long. But if you get too far left and you never really unweight that left leg, you're really not going to be able to get the distance that you're looking for. Again, back to any type of sport or motion, if I wanted to throw a football far, you see the quarterbacks really pulling back into the right side and shifting with their left foot forward. If they're just throwing the ball to the running back, they're just doing something like this where they don't need a lot of motion, right? So that's what's really applicable in the short game. But for the full swing, drivers, if you're trying to really maximize clubhead speed and be more with efficiency, is we need to feel like you're a quarterback throwing that deep ball So the wide receiver's flying down the sideline, they're pushing back here, and then they're shifting and going forward as they throw. And that's the same motion here. As we're turning and swinging our arms up to the top, we start to move back to the left so that we're at the top, we're already left enough to where we can really feel ourselves just push with that left leg to create maximum speed. All right. What you don't want to do when you're doing this drill is try to have a lot of head motion, right? I see a lot of times where you go this way and then you'll move your head way to the right. Now as you get over here to the right, you don't really have anything. As you turn, you can still stay on your right leg. And I want you to feel, though, as you turn to the top, it's almost like you're falling to the left and you have to really get that left foot back down underneath you to catch yourself very quickly. So that's one pitfall to avoid. The second pitfall to avoid is as you go up to the top of the backswing, even if you don't move your head, you don't necessarily unweight your left leg very much. Feel like you kind of don't move it, just kind of pick it up and don't move it. What that happens is then you'll start your downswing, your recentering by moving your leg. And I want you to ideally to feel like you're falling back to your left and catching yourself at the top, not trying to push yourself to the left. Another mistake I see when people do this drill is as they swing the club forward, they start to swing it back and then they step. And that's not good either. We don't want the momentum of our arms shifting us too much off the ball without our pivot. We want to feel, though, as our pivot orients that motion by pushing off with the left foot as the club still swings slightly forward or comes to its forward stop. So there's a push, fall, hit. So this is a great drill to help with that timing of the lateral, the rotational, and then the vertical component. And really getting that, how you transition from backswing to downswing, that moment in the swing is very, very crucial. It's going to show how well you're able to make consistent contact. And this is a great drill for giving you the timing that you need to get back to the lead side so you're really hitting it off of your left leg and you can really put a lot of force into the ground using that left foot. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. If you liked it, please click the thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you want more information about me or you want some online instruction, I have a Skillist profile, which you can find the details below. So hopefully, I'll see you on some videos and help you play this great game better.